What is going on, guys? Welcome to my brand new FIFA 18 Career Mode series with FC Barcelona. If you're excited for this series, guys, let's see if you can smash 1,000 likes to kick off this big new series. I'm really excited to get it underway. Hopefully you are as well. But before we get into it, just want to give a big shout out to Wavy Designs. He created a thumbnail for this series, so make sure you check out his Twitter if you want to contact him for thumbnail work and everything like that, graphic work. Make sure you check him out. Link in the description. But for now, FC Barcelona, we have got a nice little challenge on our hands here. Obviously, Barcelona is a quality team. I always love challenging with Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, but what I love about Barcelona compared to other top teams for a FIFA career mode is their youth development is high. You're going to have high expectations from the board with the youth. And that's what I love personally as well. I love getting involved. But obviously the domestic success, like success in general, brand exposure, financial is low because obviously, you know, they've got a lot of money as you can see. But the youth development is high. There's not many other teams where the youth development is high. Some are medium, especially for bigger clubs that are rich, like especially in England. I think all like the top 4 teams, top 6 kind of don't have high youth development at all. A lot of them are on low, a lot of the richer clubs. So I found that very, very interesting, and always why I love Barcelona, because I like that. And it's not really a challenge, but it's more things to do in the career mode to make it fun. So let's get into it. And now we are underway. We get our pre-season tournament invite. Let's advance to the invites and see the best one available. And guys, as you know, we kind of simulate these friendly tournaments. So I'm going to go with the Invitational Cup. There isn't really many bigger teams. So if I simulate, we should win. Whereas the American Challenge Cup, there is Bayern, PSG, Man City, Man United in there. So for just a little bit extra, probably not worth it. The Invitational Cup, we'll look odds on to win that through the simulation games. And of course we simulate because I like to play like in the first career mode I do, which I did with Manchester United, but after that it gets a bit boring. You just want to get into the season. And here, just going through some of the messages, the first scout report has arrived, but generally with those, they aren't that good. These players aren't really suggested. Like if this Ferran Torres was a high potential player, but I don't really think he is. We'll have to see. He's an exciting prospect, so his potential might be alright. Maybe we'll just scout him, but because he hasn't got a real face in the game, probably not. I wouldn't really want to sign him. I just hate that. I want to see what the player looks like. And even if you know what the player looks like, and they just don't have it in the game, it's still just a bit annoying. But yeah, like the rest of the players here, Sanibria, he's not bad. He's not bad, but there's not too many. But first things first here, we're going to check out the board expectations, more specifically for the youth players, youth development. You kind of know, in terms of success, you can see Champions League win the cup, and then the cup, the Copa de España, just to win everything essentially while developing the youth players. Which is a challenge in itself to balance that if you're going to introduce them into the first team. But yeah, the transfer budget is really, really good. I even got a percentage boost for it, like a bonus for how much I've played career mode. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway, more importantly now, we'll go to the youth development. For the short term, we have to grow 2 youth academy players by at least 10 overall points. As soon as they have grown, play them in 5 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or coming in as a sub. So that would be in the first season I need to do that. So to develop them, normally that's pretty insane, like 10 overall points, go by 10 overall. So that will be by training them hard with the training, and to give you have to give them chances as well. So that's what I mean with the high expectations, but then also developing these young guys and playing them in matches, at least 5. So I want to do that for 2 guys, hopefully get those through. And then long term, within 2 seasons, have at least 2 players from the youth academy signed in the first season, play at least 50% of the games in the next season. So yeah, that's like over half, at least half of the games. And I want to do that. I want to introduce those young players, but they have to be of the highest quality. But we'll get into that soon. Brand exposure, like the shirt sales you'll get by itself, even if you don't sign anyone, like with Barcelona, and through the media earning prize competition money, which is that we got to win. We got to win competitions to get that, so that kind of falls in line of the success. Win the cup, win the league title. So they want me to win everything. So that's where the challenge lies in itself. Not just like in general, but we need to be using the youth players. Obviously, you don't have to. If you win them all without developing the youth, you'll still keep your job. But I want to do what's expected of me, especially for the youth development. Because I'm pretty sure if you don't do that, you don't lose your job. You don't lose your job. But it's something I want to do. It's something I want to do to change up in a career mode, because I don't really see that too often. But we will put that to the side for a second to check the Barcelona formation. So this is probably not my favorite formation to play with Barcelona. So yeah, I prefer that 4-3-3 holding for Barcelona. Feels a bit more natural. We just need to change players around a little bit, and we need to probably make some changes. I like what I mean here. Like Barcelona, there's not a huge squad, so there's probably some bigger signings needed, and we'll keep in mind. There's some younger, like Suarez. He's not too bad. He's 23. That's another Suarez in the team. He may not be absolutely amazing. So what I'm thinking about is the next centre midfielders coming through. Even Turan, 30, and he's 82 overall. Yeah, like there could be some guys on the outer. So it's actually a good time to do a Barcelona career mode if you wanted to as well, because I feel there's a certain aspect of them that needs rebuilding. So believe it or not, as good as Barcelona is, we're going to have a bit of a rebuild with them here in terms of their squad. In terms of players going out as well, there's some players that I don't think that are up to scratch, really. So I was going to sign Youth Scout, but I'm not going to yet, as there's none with 5-star judgment. There's one with 5-star experience, but judgment is more, as you can see by the name, judgment. That is in terms of how good the players are. Experience is when you look for a certain position. But I don't really do that, like a certain type. So yeah, I don't do that so much. But so we've got to wait till we get 5-star judgment. There's no rush anyway. But guys, I talked about what I wanted to do with transfers and everything. I may get some offers in this episode. Maybe we'll negotiate them. But I'm not going to sign anyone in this episode. I want to listen to you guys. So if there's certain players that are requested a lot, and I'll even show your guys' comments in the video in the second episode, and then I'll look to hopefully sign those players that you suggest. I really love to get my viewers involved, and yeah, keep you guys really interested, and help you guys can help me build this Barcelona team to the best of its ability and the way you would like to see it. So hopefully you like that idea. But here I've actually transfer listed a couple of guys that I just don't think will be good enough, and their roles in the team can be replaced by better players or potentially younger players. So not just young guys I want to bring through the academy, but also signings as well. So suggest some of those lads also, like 18, 19, that kind of age, young players to bring through. Because I think like Vidal, I think the right backs, we've got a couple other lads, but also I think we can bring through someone else to develop, if we can't get them through the academy, of course. But Vermaelen as well, he's 31, 78, like these kind of types that are not going to get to an 80 overall. That's the point. Vermaelen's only going to be going down as well. So hopefully you agree those guys should be leaving the club. And I do transfer list them. Normally I don't like to, because I want to get as much money. Hopefully we get an offer or something for them. But yeah, sometimes you never know. And when you got a lot of money like Barcelona, it's more wanting to get these guys out, and you know you have the money already to replace them. Now we're getting into the training. I looked through a few here, and Ousmane Dembele, who's a fantastic player, he's promising, high potential, but we're going to work on high pressure finishing for him. Only medium, generally like to have one with hard difficulty, can develop more, but you can see, yeah, all those attributes are not amazing, especially heading accuracy 43, even though it's not as required from a winger. It's just nice to go. I was thinking what attributes needed to be improved by him, and he's got other higher ones as a winger, like shooting and all that, finishing, and his pace, obviously. And see here, I'm in midfielders, and the youngest midfielder is 23. We've got Gomez, who's a fantastic player already, so he's going to be great. And Suarez, they're 23 years old. We don't have that young prodigy coming through as a midfielder, that new player to replace the types like Iniesta and, well, I suppose like Xavi in previous years. And Rakitic is 29 as well. We need that new breed coming through. Those young lads. Rafinha's still only 24 as well. So we have got a few of those types. And one we're going to do with Denis Suarez is his vision and long pass. More so that long pass we want to improve there. His short passing is a bit better. And that difficulty is hard, so that should work well for him. Try and push up to the mid-80s. And centre-backs is almost the same case. We don't have the depth there. PK's getting older. Mascherano's getting a bit older. Again, I'm not sure. And we're going to try and sell Vermaelen. Titi is the younger lad, but still he's 23. I wouldn't say he's going to improve massively from now, so we still need that younger breed coming through. We are going to train him because he's still got improvement left in him. Though, yeah, I'm not sure how good he'll get. I think he'll be a pretty solid player for Barcelona's level. And I'm going to do this one basically because his marking needs to be improved. And sure, if the other ones go up more, that will help. But they're already solid. And then Paco Alcacer. He's a promising player, but again, still not like that 18, 19, even 20-year-old. He's 23, isn't he? So, yeah, we have to train him a bit. But I think if we bring... Oh, obviously, yeah, Suarez is going to be the main guy up front most of the time. But again, we'll still need a younger guy coming through. The next young guy we bring through probably will have higher potential than Alcacer. But yeah, try and improve some of those attributes that are a bit low, especially long shots. Yeah, sometimes you want to take a shot outside of the box. He's the one that will be coming on for Suarez at this point in time. And Suarez is 30. So, yeah. And Messi, older as well. Messi, 30. So, it's like a lot of our best players are going to be getting older, which means they're going to be going down in their ability, unfortunately. And then the next one, I think Nelson Semedo. What's good about him, he's very quick, so now we can just work a lot on his advanced defending, get those attributes up, and let's see how the boys go in our first training session. Oh, Suarez with an A, Dembele with a B. That's pretty good. Semedo, unfortunately, he just got a D. But as an overall there, yeah, 4 out of the 5, I would say, pretty solid. If you get at least a B, well done. And what I just realized, I advanced today and another one is available. And that's why I love to take the chance as often as I can to do that. Just to train him. As you've got to take all the opportunities, really. So when I say, yep, chance available, we've got to stop, continuing, pause, develop, chance to increase attributes, essentially. It's crucial. I suppose being lazy and ignoring it could become a fault. Your players won't develop as much as they would. But the team we're going to be using to get into the first game to simulate this pre-season, I'm liking the look of it. So it's more so the team outside of the best 11 and maybe a few others, like, yeah, we could rotate into the first team. But yeah, essentially, yeah, through the season, you'll need to rotate a lot more. So yeah, we're going to see how they go. And like I said, in terms of transfers, I want to see you guys. For the next episode, I'll take a look at your comments. And yeah, hopefully you can suggest some good players. But Inter, let's see if we can get the job done against them. And we do, 5-0. So obviously, when you've got Messi, I said I like to bring in more players and everything like that. But hey, when you've got Messi and Suarez on the pitch, they're gonna have a fun time. And next we've got Kashima Antlers. Well, yeah, we should definitely be beating them if we just beat Inter pretty comprehensively. Let's see what, and that makes sense. I've maybe heard maybe a couple of the players in their team. But yeah, we couldn't even beat them apparently. I told you the simulated games when you're away from home, even just because we're not even even when we play a home game, we're not playing at home because it's like a cup preseason cup. But just because you're away from home in the fixture that it shows, like the second team, it makes it a trickier one when you simulate. That's just how it is in FIFA Career Mode. It's been for years. When you try and simulate, sometimes the away ones can be a bit tricky. So, Ferran Torres, I wasn't really considering him. He's 68 overall. He could be decent. Let me know. But, probably better options as younger lads. And then again, another opportunity for a training session. This is already the third one, so we're getting a good amount in already in this first episode. And Dembele is doing very, very well, especially to get that heading accuracy up. Not necessarily because it's an important attribute. I just think it's pretty low. And hey, in opportunities in a game, maybe has a chance to header. And yeah, we'll look at that. We'll look at that. If he gets a goal from a header, I'll talk about that. How we trained him early in the season. What we will do, we may as well use Scout a Future Star. I've still got some remaining left. There's still quite a few. But yeah, in the manager career, let's go. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but I'll go for the highest level we're allowed. But it would be better if they had more, only up to level 35. Like, I'm level 98, not far away from 99. It's like there's no point being higher than a 35 level. That's a bit annoying. I could have so many. What do you guys think about that? They should add more for a higher level. So yeah, Scout has been dispatched. Yeah, he'll come back in the next few weeks. Hopefully it's a good talent. I haven't got too many good prospects through. Scout a Future Star. Let's check the youth stuff out now. And there's still no 5-star. See, it changed. That other guy who had 5-star experience before, he's not there. So it updates like every week. Hopefully we do get the win in this one. See, I think this could be another really, really big win. You can see we're as the home team, even though we're technically not playing home, and see another 5-1. So, see what I mean? And now we've got 3 messages in the office. Hey, some transfers. So we'll check him out. Mascherano, he was one I wasn't going to transfer list, but his contract may be running out, judging off that transfer offer. Okay, he's got 2 years on his contract. I feel that's just before you probably should be getting lower offers. You should still be able to sell him for a decent amount. 2-year contract, but we'll see anyway. Because he's a bit older, we'll take it into consideration how much they're willing to negotiate. And also just checking out the scouted players. This is Barcelona. We haven't seen these guys yet. That's because they're in Barcelona B. It's like, why can't the B teams be part of the team you're managing? Like a reserve team. Why can't we promote them? Why do we have to sign a player that's at our club essentially in real life? They're just in Barcelona B. They're just in the reserve team. Why would we have to pay ourselves money to sign him into the first team squad? Do you realize how stupid that sounds? But guys, anyway, if you guys know if any of them are high potential, let me know the names. But you can see that Vitinho is showing great potential, or should I call him Victor Hugo Santana Carvalho? No wonder he needs a nickname. But then Mark Cucurella, I'm not sure 100% how to say his name, but we're going to scout him and put him in the shortlist as well, as I did for Vitinho. His top 3 attributes there look pretty good. Like, even if the minimum amount was the current attribute, but it's going to be in between at only 18, and he's an exciting prospect as well, so we know they have decent enough potential. So, yeah, just let me know. There could be more. There could be more of the Barcelona B players. But the only annoying thing is we have to sign them. We can't promote them. But now back into the transfers. Mascherano, see, you can see his maximum value. The market value is just above 13 million. So I'm still going to be pretty lenient. Like, I'm pretty happy with letting him go. A chance to bring in a quality centre-back, I think. So it's not really the money that we get. It's more so the spot in the squad that we're replacing, because we've got the big money already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his maximum market value as the first negotiation. I'd say that is fair enough. So we'll submit that offer and say, I'm sorry, but we're not willing to take less than 13.1 million. Let's see. But it's a bit funny. It's a bit funny negotiating with Pep. Let's compromise. Okay, that's close. Propose a new transfer fee. If I go 12 million. A flat 12 million. I'd like to get on that. That would be nice. Let's see what he says. Okay, you have a deal, Pep. It's funny, he's negotiating with Barcelona, as I said. I wonder how he feels being there again. He was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'll go there. I'll go there in person, back to Barca. And I'm pretty happy with that deal. Obviously, and that feels like realistic though. Not many transfers feel realistic, but Pep bringing back a former player to his new team that's a situation that feels a bit realistic for transfers. You don't get them too often. So I think in terms of realistic transfers, we're going all right. And next up, Vidal, who we have transfer listed. Again, he's 27 years old, 76. He's definitely probably not going to be going up at all. Maybe a couple attributes here and there. Maybe overall might make 77, 78. But that's definitely not Barcelona quality. So we'll try and negotiate just to get a little bit more. But I think that offer is decent considering we listed him. So I'm just going to go proposed transfer fee. Might be reaching a little bit, but 8 million. I think, because you've got to keep in mind, he's transfer listed. Let's see what Jose has to say about it. Yeah, 8 million would be more fitting. Understand? Okay, that's fair enough. We're willing to give you 8 million. I'm happy because with transfer listed players, you can't expect to get too much more than their value. But I take that for Vidal. So I think we negotiated pretty well. That's 20 million together from those deals. Like I said, it's not as much about the money, even though you still want to get a good deal. You don't want to let him go for too cheap. You still want to be getting a good deal. You don't want to be seen as like, oh, you're giving these players away for a really cheap price. So I still feel I negotiated well. But as I said, the money doesn't really matter. It's more so the positions in the squad we'll replace. So for those guys, maybe, yeah, potentially I'd say a centre back, especially as Umtiti. He's like okay, but maybe another world-class guy, because it's not like how it used to be with Puyol and Piqué. Maybe another type like that would still be realistic, but also a transfer guys you would suggest. And then maybe for the right back for Vidal, not a first team one, maybe a younger guy. Even though I'd love to get that through the youth academy, but yeah, when you got Roberto and Semedo, you don't really need another first team one. It's hard because you want that really high quality fullback. But when you already got two first teamers, it makes it hard. You probably have to sell another one of them. And also here we've got a transfer offer for Thomas Vermaelen. So we've been looking for that as well. His maximum value 8.2. So we'll take that into consideration and negotiate. I'm going to try and get 10 million for him. 10 million. That would be a good amount for an aging Thomas Vermaelen. I really liked him when he was at Arsenal. He was a very, very good player for them, and he's been solid for Barca. But yeah, now like in recent, like last couple of years, especially. But yeah, he wasn't as good as he was at Arsenal, I think. So I think 10 million. I think that would be achievement. Like we're willing to give you. Okay, they must really want him. Like these offers are getting accepted with the first one, but I don't think they're too low. Like I'm always considering. It's like, oh, could have got more, because his release clause is there as well. So they didn't want to pay that much. They could have just got him like that. So that's something we've got to keep in mind, the release clauses as well. So yeah, we don't want to be on. That's already happened once. See, but they're generally high. Wait. Received Busquets. What? How? When? Something I was just talking about. Huh? What? I suddenly sound like Lil Uzi Vert with all these hus and whats, but Sergio Busquets, that's all I can think right now. What? I was just talking about it. I was just talking about the release clauses, but I didn't get a message for it. There was no email. Where's the email? I can't see it. There was just a transfer offer. Did he just leave? Yeah, like, does that mean we're gonna have to replace him? So if I didn't get an offer for Thomas Vermaelen, would I have been even notified about that? Okay. Oh, as you can see, I'm shocked. Because normally you'd get a notification, but yeah, that's a warning, I think, more than ever. But saying that, he's approached by Liverpool. Yeah, we know, we just found out. Saying that is an offer I would be... Like, if I got a transfer offer for Busquets, he's a guy I'd actually consider negotiating. Because we can... I think I really rate him in real life, the role he plays, but in FIFA... He's not the best player in his position, even though in real life I think he's one of the best. There's that center defensive midfield type. But yeah, anyway, my point is like that makes sense. My point is, but you know, he's 29. He's 29. He's going to be 30. He's only going to be going down from there, and that's a pretty good fee. 64 mil, double his value above it. But yeah, like I was saying, all those transfers, all accepted. Busquets, but I was surprised because I didn't see that, and I can't do anything about it, because Yeah, it's a release clause. Done and dusted. But like I said, looking at it, that's an amazing fee. And what's that going to do to our overall transfer budget? Oh my god, we can sign anyone. But I'm still going to take into consideration your guys' feedback. But what I wanted to do here, I was getting distracted a bit by Busquets just suddenly leaving. The release clauses of players, like other players. Like, there's one for almost every single player because that's more popular in Spain. So there's Semedo, but the good thing is it's generally they're like around double their value. So okay, PK doesn't have one. Vermaelen, he had one. We just sold him for a bit less because transfer listed. And there's Digne as well. So it's obviously Busquets that got accepted. And check some like Rakitic. If that got accepted, like 87 million, that's his value. Like, that's his overall. Sorry. It's the same as his release clause. Iniesta doesn't have one. Andre Gomez does. That's a bit of an interesting one. But, yeah, we may need to renegotiate. But I think all of these are worthy at this point in time. They're not, like, cheap. They're not like a steal. And more importantly, Leo Messi doesn't have one. Dembele doesn't. Suarez, that's crazy. 175 mil. But I wouldn't say none of them are too low. So if they go through, it's like, okay, that's acceptable. But I wouldn't want like a key player of the series to leave. And I wouldn't say Busquets at 29, pushing 30 is that description, even though a good player. And look, there's other transfers around the world that have already gone through. There's Mahrez to Leipzig. There's Giroud to AC Milan. There's Cuadrado to Southampton. That's a good signing for Southampton, to be fair. But anyway, we've got a tough game here against Al Ahly. I wasn't being serious. But let's see how we go. 2-0. Semedo, Dembele scoring. So we got 4. We got the final FC Porto. We'll do, again, another training session. So this has been a pretty involved first episode. I've really enjoyed it. And if you have to, as I said, make sure to leave a thumbs up to show your support. I'd greatly appreciate that. But now we will have some important messages, I feel. Release clause pay. See, now we get it. So I guess it doesn't matter. I could see in the transfer because I can't do anything about it anyway. Or like maybe offer him a late contract for him to stay. But yeah, I get the message now. But we saw that the offer came through a day before. So yeah, I want to let you know they've agreed to pay. As you know, it means it's completely up to player. Oh, so he can choose. Obviously, yeah, he can choose. But the one that's happened to me so far it's gone through. So more often than not, I'm guessing it would. But if you want to keep him in your squad, I would suggest renewing his contract terms as soon as possible. So you could do that. But I feel like that's not a move I'll object to. That fee for a guy that's almost 30 is fair enough, and we can replace it with a guy you suggest in the comments. And maybe that could be a bit more effective in terms of long shots, something like that. Can score game winners. And Mascherano sold, so all transfer offer. We dealt with that one already. Then the prize money. So yeah, like I said, just a depth of things happening right now will motivate the team for the final. Still should beat Porto. And guys, as you know, being a quick player in FIFA is very important. And you see 34 sprint speed, 48 acceleration. That's only going to be getting worse when he's 30. And as a guy, a defensive midfielder, like on counters or something, if he's going to be pushing back and a pacey like striker or winger's running away, he's trying to catch up to him, that's not going to work out well. Though I think, yeah, he's got fantastic attributes to play his role. But I feel a lot of other players could have that, like a good short pass, or, well, very good. That's quality. That's world class. 88. Stand tackle. He's a very good tackler. But I feel to get like over 60 million for that, I think that's a pretty good fee. And considering a guy that's only going to be declining in the coming seasons. And that is incredibly slow. Though, like, I rate him 100% in real life. Sometimes when I sell a player, people think I don't like the player in real life. It's not that. It's more so how I manage the team in the game. The best what's in the game. Especially, yeah, it's more long term. And what EA does to like players once they hit 30 in career mode as well. That's another discussion. So that's probably a very important transfer you guys could suggest as well. A new defensive midfielder, that new type coming through. And for this rebuild, we'll be looking to do that, to rebuild Barcelona. So some of these older types will be on the outer eventually. And guys, I've actually, like, that's what I like to do with my career modes, like build a new team and build that over time. Like, I've had titles, like the first episode as like rebuilding the certain team, like the rebuild begins, like since like FIFA 14. That's pretty crazy. But that's generally what I'd like to do in my career mode series, build a new team essentially. Obviously not replace everyone in the first season, but over time make the team better than it was. And then Vidal is sold as well. So we're getting a lot of these deals down. Busquets, yep, he goes on. So even if we offered him the contract, there probably wouldn't have been much time. And let me know, because I haven't tried it anyway. I've only got one, my other career mode. I think it was, I can't remember who it was for exactly, but it could be Mkhitaryan. Yeah, I think it was Mkhitaryan in Man United. But yeah, if you offer them a contract, could they opt to stay? But yeah, that gives us a wealth of money. So I think I'll leave it here after we simulate the final. And then, obviously we can focus on some transfers and getting into the season for the second episode. I think that's good. But the transfer budget is absolutely insane. 265 million. We could change it up a little bit more, but there's room for a world-class player. For sure. Or a couple world-class players, or even 3. So, let me just know in the comments. And because, like I said, I want to do what you guys want. So, players that are suggested the most and get a lot of thumbs up as well on the comments, so I know multiple people want that. Those are the ones I'm going to consider, so you guys can feel involved with this career mode, and I'm going to be signing realistic options to you. That's what I really want. So Liverpool made the signing of Sergio Busquets. They were able to go for his release clause, but then, as I mentioned, if I negotiated that, I'd be happy with that fee. So, the final against Porto. The squad, see, Roberto's just come in by default there. Hopefully, we can win this on the simulation. Like I said, then next episode, let's see. 3-0. 3-0. Too much quality. Dembele with the brace. Rakitic also picked up that early goal to kick things off. So let's just check out a couple messages. There's no no other transfer offers, just more prize money, and the board are happy with winning that. And then, of course, Super Copper. So we'll do that in the next episode. Next episode, we'll get into competitive games, but there's still, a decent kind of amount of time so we can make transfers. And before the season starts, because the Super Copper, there we go. But anyway, before the actual league starts, like, I don't think that's one of the most crucial things to win. Like, if you win or lose, doesn't really matter in the context of the season. But until the season gets underway against Betis, we've got a lot of time to make the move. So that, this first episode to me, I think has worked out perfectly. Actually, it would if we get a good youth staff here. Hopefully, 5-star judgment. I've wanted to do that since I started the career, but I've been checking, and still, there's been new scouts, but there's not been a high quality one. So don't worry, I will bring one through eventually when there's a 5-star judgment one available. But for now, guys, if you could smash that 1,000 likes, like I mentioned, I'll upload the next episode as soon as I can. I'll probably record it right after this one, after I finish editing and get this uploaded. So hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, of course, and I'll see you guys next time.